Okay, so for this video I'm just going to share with you how I've been practicing lately. With limited practice time, I think that these exercises are really good. It takes a lot of discipline to not just have fun on guitar, but to actually try to set a parameter or some type of limitation and play within the confines of that rule that you give yourself for a given practice session. So for example, for me, I'm working on a jazz tune and I'm trying to learn the chord changes, which after doing this exercise, I have all the chord changes memorized for Yardbird suite. So I'm trying to really get better at hitting beat 4 and getting to beat 1 on a chord tone. So, or better yet, I've been trying to hit the upbeat of 4 because, as Dave Liebman says, beat 4 swings, but the upbeat of 4 swings even more. So here's an example. The first chord is a C major 7. Okay, so getting to that C major 7, I'm going to play beat 4 of the preceding chords. So usually what comes before C major 7 is probably a 2-5-1, D minor to G7 to that C major 7. So beat 4 might sound like, actually beat 4 would sound like this coming from the G major or the G dominant 7. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So what I did is I've enclosed the tonic of the chord that I'm coming to using notes out of the G Mixolydian scale. And if I were to do this over the entire 2-5-1, D minor, G7 to C major 7, beat 2 of the D minor would be this, right? The note A, F, G, or you could think the 9 of G, the flat 7 of G, arriving on the tonic of G on beat 3, and then getting to that C major, same thing. Okay, so what this is doing is it's really forcing me to feel what beat 4 feels like, and it's also forcing me to learn the changes. So this is how I might practice this in one position over a backing track. Of course, slow at first, and then we could increase the speed. So, okay, so when I start a practice session, I usually just use my phone and I log into the stopwatch, and I'll set that, and I try to surrender, is kind of how I think of it, surrender to an hour of practice, and I don't squirm and resist. I know it's good for me, so I stick to one thing, and I don't really have fun. I mean, it's fun, but it's work. And you know, your first priority usually is to try to get something up to speed and in tempo. So I'm just going to do it fast as I can right now. So this is learnjazzstandards.com. Back on top, I hit most of the changes. This is a live practice session, so I'm going to screw up a lot, okay? Also, you'll notice at the end of Yardbird suite, there's 2 measures of C major 7, so I'm trying to get better at that major third into the 4 to the tonic. So I just want to kind of, I'm just drilling, right? And you want to do it everywhere that... the octave up. Okay, so that's how I might practice it. I might do the head first and then get into that exercise like this. You gotta know the head. So see there, I kind of started getting out of that one position I was working in. So when I'm really practicing, I'm trying to navigate the entire fretboard, and there's a lot of screw ups, but you just gotta keep working through it. So, and the other thing is, by doing these exercises, so by doing these exercises, you really start to actually hear the changes. And I could pretty much, by doing this exercise, walk into a jam session, and after woodshedding this tune like I've been doing, I can hear where the rhythm section is going to be in the form of the tune. So it's really good to help your ear, to help your fingers, to help your brain, to help everything. You learn tunes this way. So I'm just going to start this backing track right where I was, and I'm going to record myself how I would play in a real practice session. I would try to set a stopwatch for about an hour and just do this and nothing else. I try to just stay focused on this. The other thing, I might try to play the head. Oh, see? In different positions, not just... So you want to be able to do like the head and an exercise. That's a pretty good goal. And the exercise can always be different over different tunes. So my next video, I'll do something different. The reason I'm recording this video is because I've been kind of doing this for a little bit, maybe a month, and I'm getting sick of the exercise, so I'm ready to switch it up now if you find yourself getting bored. So I'm just going to start this and play through it and navigate around the fretboard as I feel, and I'm going to make mistakes, but I'm just going to keep working through it. So this is a live practice session, how I would actually practice. Alright, so I'm going to work through Yardbird Suite one more time, and I'm just going to show you how I would practice, and I'm going to make mistakes, quite a bit of them, but I think it's important to try to keep working through your mistakes and not get lost in the form, and try to, you know, maybe the mistake would be something good, right? You might discover something about your own style. So the secret is going to be to try to recover from your mistakes and maybe make it sound good within the confines of the exercise you're working on. So let's give this a whirl. Start with the head. So I'd keep doing that for an hour, screw ups and all, just kind of keep working through it. It's kind of like, you know, you're not gonna, when you throw a pitch, you're not gonna throw a strike 100% of the time. So a big part of that is being able, I think, doing exercises like this is trying to recover from your mistakes and not get lost in a tune and give up and start over again, but to kind of just improvise your way through the mistakes, right? It's not gonna be perfect. All right.